Hey guys, HelpingHans are going to be showing you a brief overview of the American forces for Company of Heroes 3. Okay, so guys, here is the American forces. We start off with the HQ. In the HQ, you can build a scout squad, as well as the engineer squad. The engineer squad could be equipped with a flamethrower or a minesweeper. They have access to obviously repairing stuff, throwing satchel charges, build field defense like sandbags, barbed wire, machine gun bunkers, like this one here. Look like Code 1 style machine gun bunkers, and they can build tank traps and lay mines. Okay, this is where the Americans now change from the British, because with their veterancy, they can to get a certain bonus or a certain ability. They've got an option between one or another. And here we have veterancy 1. You can choose either lock it and light it up. Flamethrower engineer fires a long burst of fire at the target, causing the area to catch fire. Or you can unlock this other one, which allows them to have 100% more construction speed, 50% repair speed, and 10 mine detection radius. So that's you probably go for that one if you want to go for the minesweeper upgrade. Again, guys, disclaimer: all these abilities and upgrades and veterancy things could be changed in the future. I mean, this is pre-alpha. The other brand new unit we've never seen before is a scout squad. This one here. It's a 3-man squad. They have access to smoke grenades as well as recon flares currently, and they also have an ability one ability of veterancy 1 to track enemy through the fog of war, or they can choose the other one, which allows them to regenerate out of combat. So for instance, we take that, and now we access the ability which is track target. As you can see there at the bottom right hand side of the screen, these are the scouts. Also, just noticed, look at the Barracks, got a cool motorcycle there in the base there. That looks really cool actually. I've not noticed that before. Another thing, when you're building something from your base, your HQ building, this one over here, let's say we build another scout squad, you'll see the searchlights all light up to show that something is being built. Apologies for my camera being janky all over the place. The middle, it is pre-alpha and it's not very smooth with moving things around. Right, next on to the next building, we've got the barracks. This is what the barracks looks like. Again, similar almost to a Company of Heroes 1 style barracks. And these are the 3 units you could build. You could build a rifleman squad, the Willys MB Jeep, very similar to Code 1 Jeep, and the mortar team. Riflemen can upgrade bars. What you would do with the upgrade here is you click on the barracks, you click on bar light machine gun package, and they get 1 bar. But then once they've got the first bar, they're then allowed to upgrade to a second bar on combat in friendly territory. Okay. Previously in Code 1, it was 2 bars on a global upgrade. Now it's just 1 bar on a global upgrade for all the riflemen, and then you can buy the extra bar with 50 munitions. The riflemen can lob hand grenades and throw sticky bombs. They've also got the ability to breach. Also forgot to mention that the flamethrower squad can also breach as well in the campaign. I've seen that they are able to breach at the moment. It's a bug. It's not showing that they can breach there, but they are able to breach, at least the sappers, the British can. Also, the Americans have 2 different upgrade choices here. They've got the Veterancy 1 upgrade, which is unlock fire superiority, increases the rate of fire and ignores cover. Riflemen increase the rate of fire and overall damage by 15%, ignoring heavy and light bonuses of their enemy. Or they could choose to have cover to cover. Riflemen move to the targeted cover position, increasing their speed, and become 50% harder to hit, but are unable to fire when the ability is active. So let's just choose this one for example. So we've got that, and you press on, this is 10 munitions, you press this button, and then you can get them to dive to a certain position really quickly. So let's say we were pushing them out like this. Or for instance, this light cover here, let's just say we wanted to dive to there real quickly. We do that, and they get them to do tactical move, and they run right, fairly quickly to that position, keeping their heads down, and get into that covered position.
Let's roll, man.
There you go. Right, onto the Jeep. The Jeep can be automatically upgraded for 25 munitions to become a command Jeep. The Jeep is manned with an officer that increases sight radius, detects enemy movements in the fog of war, and bolsters combat performance of nearby infantry squads. Don't know how much of a bonus that gives, but it does say that. You can see, if we zoom into the Jeep here, that's what it looks like. Let's do that upgrade there. You can upgrade the Jeep with Vet 1 to allow it to capture territory, or you can decide it to improving the Jeep's self-repair ability and allows it to drop medical supplies and team weapons on the battlefield, which is actually incredibly strong, as I will show you. Again, this is probably going to be changed, but just giving an example of what the Jeep can do. So the officer's now been added to the Jeep, but it doesn't look like we have a visual upgrade for that at the moment. But let's just get this. So we've gone for that Veterancy 2 upgrade. So now we can drop a machine gun, for instance, on the ground here for munitions or a mortar. Like so. It's quite handy, and you can drop medical kits, medical crates. I haven't tried this yet myself. Yeah, and that's obviously going to change to be a lot different looking than it is at the moment, but you get the idea there. Okay, and self-repair can only activate it when you've been damaged. Okay, so that's the Jeep. So here's the mortar. Standard mortar you generally see in Company Heroes 1, 2. You know, it does smoke barrage as well as a high explosive barrage. Veterancy 1 though does air burst. Gives it, allowed it the mortar fire air burst shells. Veterancy 2 delayed fuse HE barrage. So we've seen that now. The Company Heroes 2, the 120-meter mortar has the delayed fuse charge, which does a big impact heavy HE explosive rounds. So you can choose one or the other, which is pretty cool. So that's the mortar. On to the next building. Is the motor pool. Now the motor pool can only be upgraded. You can only get access to the motor pool. You build it, and then I believe to build anything from the motor pool, apart from the anti-tank gun, you need to upgrade mechanized support center. Okay, in the HQ building, this ability here, and I believe this is the mechanized support center. So this attachment adds on to the HQ. You can see they've got a couple of attachments. We've got this one, casualty support center here, as well as the air support center. So the Mechanized Support Center allows you to get infantry support smoke, raid and recon. So let's just go through it. Equipped Shermans and Chaffee tanks with a 3-inch mortar capable of firing smoke canisters. So it's something you've already seen in Company Heroes 2 with Shermans being able to throw smoke around with their with that little mini mortar they've got. Radio and recon, Jeeps, Greyhounds. Hellcats receive a 10 sight bonus. Greyhounds can detect enemy movement in the fog of war when stationary. And improvised armor. Greyhounds, Chaffee, Hellcats, and Shermans receive additional steel plating, increasing their armor and providing reduced damage bonus from handheld armaments. I imagine that to say. Rearm and refit. Armed Hellcats with HVAP rounds, and then Greyhounds with mines. And so once you've got that built, you can then obviously build up the Greyhound and the Chaffee. Let's come over here. So we've seen the Greyhound before. This is in Code 1, and also in Code 2. But we've never seen the Chaffee before. This is a brand new tank for Company Heroes 3. So just get the camera focusing on that. Cool little thing. So this is known as a vehicle hunter, armed with a 75mm main gun, most effective when attacking rear armor and at medium range. Vehicle hunter effective at medium range. And the abilities here, so it's got focus vehicles, obviously hold fire as well. Fires smoke canister once you've got the upgrade at the base, as we just talked about previously. You can unlock flanking speed, so you can upgrade that once it gets Vet 1 to it's like a blitzkrieg ability, just drive a bit faster to get behind enemy vehicles if you want to get a flank off. And then Seek and Destroy allows the Chaffee to intercept enemy communications, pinpointing access vehicles and locations to seek and destroy. Possibly good if you're trying to maybe want to hunt down an enemy Stuka or Panzerwerfer or something like that might be on the field. I don't know if those vehicles are confirmed for the Axis, but just an example of how that could be useful there. So that's the Chaffee, cool little vehicle hunter. And then you've got your anti-tank gun, standard, typical 57mm anti-tank gun that the Americans have always had through Company Heroes 1 and 2. They've got access for armor-piercing rounds. Veterancy 1 gives them focus sight. So Code 2 they had that ability as well. But they also have the ability which is Brace, orders the anti-tank gun weapon team to stop firing and take cover. So let's say they're under attack from a Brumbar or something like that. We have seen Brumbars from the Axis, by the way. I did play against them earlier on yesterday. So yeah, it might be good to maybe pop that ability for Brumbars maybe shooting you. You want to try and survive against a Brumbar attack or something like that, maybe. Okay, so you've got the M8 Greyhound. The Greyhound upgrade with the pincer machine gun, as you can see there, it's already got it. Try and get focus on it there. Unlock Radio Net. Greyhounds emit 50% increased accuracy aura that affects all friendly vehicles. Or damage from Panzerschrecks, Panzerfaust, or Panzer Bushes are reduced by 25%. So if you're, so pretty good either way. But I'd probably want to go for the 50% increased accuracy aura, because that's really good for your medium vehicles and all just generally all your vehicles. So that is your 3 units currently in the motor pool. You also have the weapons support center. So very similar to Company Heroes 1 in this sense, because you have your machine guns and things like that in your sniper. But the mortar has been moved to the barracks, and instead now they get access to a bazooka squad. So this is the bazooka squad here. Comes with 2 bazookas. Unlock sprint, temporarily increases movement speed, so that's always great to have as a veterancy ability. You activate sprint, you get quick, you want to get your squad close up to that, maybe fleeing enemy vehicle to finish them off. And then you've got white phosphorus rocket, Also got access to destroy obstacles and throw anti-tank satchel charges. Let's give you a quick example of them just blowing up an obstacle. Look at all that blood. Just the German base here is just full of blood splatters. I do like the fact that the blood is staying on the map, though. That's cool. Maybe not the bodies, but the blood. That's quite funny. Right. Let's see if we can blow this explosive, this thing up here. So he's going to fire a rocket here to destroy this obstacle, I'm hoping. So here we go. There you go. Not bad. You know, open the area up a bit more, allow for more freer movement. And then the white phosphorus rocket. They move over there and they fire this off for 35 munitions. That's going to be good against infantry. There you go. Nice. It's not a mine, sorry. It is a white phosphorus rocket that they have access to. So it gives them a bit more AT. So that could be good maybe to drop on a machine gun, for instance. Let's say machine guns like garrison the building, drop a white phosphorus rocket on it. Very nice. It also blinds it because it's a smoke as well, right? So that's the bazooka squad. So 2 bazookas then. So standard heavy machine gun. Access to button vehicle, veterancy 1. Orders the heavy machine gun team to focus fire around targeted enemy vehicles' hatches. Or cover training. Improved training reduces the unit's defensive capabilities in open terrain and light cover. So if they're out of cover, if they're not in light cover, or if they're in negative cover, they won't take as much damage as previously, basically, which is kind of nice. I think this would be good against maybe blobs. Let's say you're up against a huge blob. That ability would probably be better to have than the button ability against vehicles, right? You want to specialize it in pure anti-infantry, you choose ability number 2. Maybe if you want it against vehicles, you choose ability number 1. Sniper.
Moving like shadows.
Right, so the sniper, there's 2 abilities here to choose from, 1 of 2. Stealth, the sniper holds his weapon and goes prone, allowing him to move in the open while camouflaged. So, Company Heroes 1, snipers were able to move very slowly while and stand and creep forward while camouflaged without being in cover. Company Heroes 2, snipers will only camouflage while in cover. This is like a midway point here. Interesting to see how this will work. But yeah, that's one of the sniper's abilities. Second ability is field medkits. Orders the sniper to use basic first aid knowledge to heal themselves. So they get like a medkit they can get, which is cool, right? So that's the sniper. You can also build your first aid station, your medical station here, so that troops around this will automatically heal. Also, I want to point out that there are a couple of medics attached to this first aid station, and they will go off and pick up casualties like in Company Heroes 1. However, what they will do, instead of like giving you a free rifleman squad, is that they will automatically, when you want to reinforce squads that come back to the base, the men that were brought back as casualties are reinforced into that squad that's come back to, you know, after fighting on the front line, which is a cool feature. So that's a nice thing. So yeah, that's the med tent. Looks pretty cool. I like the way it looks. And then you've got other upgrades here. You've got air support center as well as the infantry support center. So let's just talk about the air support center first. So we've started a skirmish mission here, and we've automatically been assigned the Airborne company. As you can see here on the right hand side, we've got access to Airborne abilities here. We've got the paratroopers and stuff. So I'm wondering why Airborne is going to be. Why are you ever going to want to choose Airborne if you've automatically got access to Airborne abilities through this tower, this radio tower? Because you've got access to air reconnaissance, air supply, air supremacy, and strafing bombs and stuff like that. So I could just like upgrade all those abilities, for instance. And then the casualty support sensor here. This is the one. This one here. You get advanced logistics, decreased infantry upkeep. So it's kind of like the supply center in Company Heroes 1. Demolition package allow engineers to plant demolition charges, and maybe it's like similar to telemines, heavy M6 anti-tank mines. Infantry reserves reduces infantry reinforcement cost by 25% and reinforced time by 50%. So again, great, you know, late game kind of upgrade, so you can get your infantry back into the fight faster and it's cheaper. Things like that. Munition surplus. Upgrade costs on scouts, engineers, riflemen, and bazooka teams are reduced by 50%. So it seems like you probably want to go for this upgrade first before maybe going for the bar upgrade on all your squads. You know, maybe cheap in the long run, you'll save yourself some munitions to spend on other things later on down the line. There is another building that the Americans do have, which is the tank depot. But because we're playing Airborne, it looks like we don't have access to it. So I'm going to do a play again as the Americans get the tank depot out there and show you what that has. But let's go over to the other unit that we have access to at the moment, which is the Airborne squad. the paratroopers. This is what the paratroopers look like. Very nice. Let's just quickly call them in onto the battlefield, just as an example of what this call-in looks like at the moment. We'll drop in an airborne squad as well as a machine gun. Maybe we'll drop in also some munitions as well here, so you get an idea of what this looks like on the battlefield. Obviously, you know, none of these animations are final. But there you go, you get yourself an airborne squad, a machine gun comes down straight away. So it's actually, you haven't got to recruit the machine gun, it's a full machine gun squad. And it looks like I think this is 40 munitions. So you got to pick up 40 munitions. I don't think the machine gun squad actually can pick stuff up. Yeah, the support weapons right now can't pick stuff up. In Code 2 they can, so that might need to be changing. There you go, you get 40 munitions. So you get, so for that, at the moment that was 200 manpower for 120 munitions, pretty good. I think that's very, very nice, actually. So yeah, Airborne themselves, they've got access to, they can upgrade for 2 M1941 LMGs. They can very good against infantry, or they can upgrade for bazookas. You know, standard airborne stuff that we're used to in the, you know, in previous things. Not recoilless rifles, by the way. It is bazookas, so Code 2 style bazookas. So cook frag grenades and satchel charges like we used to. Veteran C1 allows them to quick cap, allows paratrooper squads to capture territory more quickly, or you could choose camouflage and cover. Damage and accuracy first strike bonus when camouflage. So, yeah, not bad. Abilities there for the airborne. Right, so we're now playing Armour Company, guys. We've got access to this vehicle call-in, which is the M29 Weasel. Yeah, this funky little vehicle with tracked vehicle here. We can upgrade it to give it a pintle-mounted 30 cal machine gun. It can drop like the Jeep, it can drop a machine gun as well as an unmanned mortar. Though it doesn't need veterancy for this. Vet 1 gives it the access to signal layer. Munition and fuel points captured by the Weasel produce 3+ resources, so it can kind of... Is that permanent? Oh, I've got to try that out. That's kind of interesting ability. If that's a permanent, that's maybe really strong. Weasels heal nearby infantry when out of combat and stationary. So guys, in the weapon support center, we can also, with the Armour Company, build the M3 Armour Personnel Carrier at the moment. And this is it here. So this is where it starts as. You can put a squad inside it. And then, like in Code 1, when you garrison it, you'll get a guy that will pop up and use the machine gun on top, like so. And you can go around and reinforce with this. You've got 3 upgrades you could do. You can go for the quad mount, the 75mm howitzer conversion, or the medical half-track conversion. So, quad mount, we know what quad mount does. We've seen it in code before. But the abilities for this one are salvage crew and fortified position. I think that I've tried these abilities before, and I'm not really sure what they do at the moment, but these will probably be changed. You've got the M3 gun mortar carriage. I guess it's going to be similar to something like the Scott. They can barrage like so. Doesn't have an audio file when it fires at the moment, but there you go, get the idea. Not too bad. And it fires automatically as well when you, so if you can tell it to run up and shoot somebody, it'll do that. You haven't got to, it doesn't only fire when you tell it to barrage, it'll just shoot always anyway. And this is the mid truck one, so they can go around and heal people. Also, you've got the recrew weapon. So if I was to make the Weasel real quick, so both the standard M3 and the medical one, if I was to, for instance, make a mortar like this, drop down a mortar with this vehicle, like so, with 75 munitions. So you can click on your truck and then click on the ability here, which says recrew weapon. So for 50 manpower, I just press this ability, select a support weapon that's not crewed, do this, and then 2 guys just come out of nowhere from the half track and then are on the weapon there. That can be pretty handy to do that. Like so. I think this is a cool ability. Because not always will you want to send. Let's say you've got a triple veteran C3 rifleman squad, right? And then you need to try and grab a weapon on the map, pick up like steal a machine gun. If you do that, you're gonna sacrifice like a third potentially of their firepower, right? Because they're a 6-man, they need 2 men to take it over. With this, you can bypass that by just getting some men to come out from the half track and grab a weapon, which is quite a nice little feature, I think. So this is brand new, not really ever seen this before, and I've noticed this on both American and British trucks and things like that to be able to do this now, which is pretty cool. So and the half track still, you know, you don't sacrifice the crew, for instance, to go out and do that. They're just two brand fresh guys come out of nowhere. It does cost some manpower to do that, but it's still really cool, right? So really good utility. Do like that a lot. This is the whiz bang. I want to wait this Oswin to stay still so I can fire it. But yeah, the whiz bang, M4A1 Sherman whiz bang. Mounted with a T-40 M17 rocket launcher with two 30 cal machine guns. Main gun is disabled while rocket is mounted. While rocket launcher is mounted. Can fire a salvo of 180mm rockets at a designated target. Effective against buildings, infantry and light vehicles. So Efficiency 1 gives it a precision barrage. I did that before and it's just a concise barrage. A lot tighter barrage than just firing it normally like this. And then the jettison launcher means you throw away the ability to use the launcher, but it becomes a normal Sherman. I don't see this being used at all, because if you just build yourself a normal Sherman if that was the case. But here's an infantry squad here that will blow up if they stay still. Here we go. So we'll bombard these guys. You know, pretty neat. Right, so again, so you got your so from Tank Depot at the moment, you've got access to the M4A1 Sherman, the M18 Hellcat, and the Bulldozer M4105 Sherman. M4A1 Sherman. Upgrade with the pencil machine gunner guy at the top. You can fire smoke canisters, fires a barrage of bunker buster munitions at the target area. Just spotted some enemy infantry on the side there. Efficiency 1, high explosive rounds. The crew loads high explosive rounds that are extremely effective against infantry but have low penetration. And then you've got white phosphorus rounds. Fires white phosphorus rounds at an enemy armoured vehicle, temporarily blinding and disabling them. So there you go. I do like the fact that the stars on the vehicles aren't like a blue colour now. It's kind of one of the things I didn't really like in Co 1, and also in Co 2, is just the fact that like the symbols are coloured in a scheme for the player. You know, they've got player colours on it. I rather like you seeing the blue stripes elsewhere on the vehicle to show that it is your vehicle. So the Hellcat has access to flanking speed automatically, so get behind enemy vehicles or catch up to enemy vehicles faster. Efficiency 1 unlocks long-range barrage. Fires a long-range barrage of high explosive 76mm shells at the target location, so that's going to be good against infantry. And that's really far, by the way. I've tested that before, and you can fire that really far. I think it's probably going to be pretty overpowered. Might need nerfing. And the other one is long-range ambush. Camouflage the vehicle when stationed improves accuracy and sight range in a narrow cone. Crew camouflage the vehicle, so you can spec it to be more AT or give it a little bit of anti-infantry capability with that upgrade there. The Bulldozer Sherman, you can raise the dozer blade. Again, it's probably not going to be working properly here, but you can turn on and off the bulldozer blade. So if you want it to go faster, if it's raised, you probably go faster. If it's down, you go slower. And if it's down, though, you can be able to crush and remove obstacles. It's got access to smoke canisters, which upgrade at the base. Bunker Buster Barrage fires a Bunker Buster Barrage at target, deals increased damage against enemy emplacements. So same thing as the Bulldozer and Company Heroes 2. Bulldozer, so yeah, Bunker Buster Barrage. And the other one is Incendiary Barrage. Fires an Incendiary Barrage at a target causing damage over time. So there you go. So extra abilities there. I don't know why the Sherman turret looks white. I guess it's not, you know, fully done yet and everything like that. But there you go. Though it doesn't look like at the moment that the Dozer can build cover. I would like it to be able to regain that feature where it can build, it can put up, you know, mound dirt together and give it some, enable kind of a green cover thing for people to utilise. So there's your 3 tanks there from the tank depot for the Americans. So yeah, the upgrade, so I'll show you guys this upgrade here, the jettison launcher. So we'll jettison the launcher. It bugs out massively at the moment, but we'll do it. And then it becomes a normal Sherman. So you can jettison the launcher up at any time, like this. We get rid of the launcher, and then it does this. Whee! It's the best bug. But it's cool that you can get rid of the launcher if you wanted to utilise the Sherman as a normal one. But if you look at the cost, right, the whiz bang right now costs 400 manpower and 100 fuel, whereas a standard Sherman is 360 and 90, so it's cheaper. So I'm not sure why you'd ever want to maybe get rid of the jettison and the launcher. Maybe in a last-ditch attempt, you might want to do that so the Sherman can defend itself against maybe an attacking tank. But I mean, at least there's the option there, which is kind of cool. There you guys go. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do hit that subscribe button. I'll be endeavoring in the future to make way more Company of Heroes 3 content. I'll be covering everything from guides, new commanders, abilities, units, things like that. So you'll be in safe hands with me. I'm one of the bigger channels for the Company of Heroes franchise on YouTube and on Twitch. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.